This is Pulling Your Eyelids Open podcast. I'm here with the one and only Earl Pope. Earl Pope is a fixture in Washington, D.C. He is an entrepreneur. He started the National Hand Dance Association. He's been a powerhouse for years in the DMV, well known, well respected, and people just look up to him. It's a pleasure and an honor to have you here on our podcast, Pulling Your Eyelids Open. Earl Pope, tell us about yourself, who you are, what you do.
Well, of course, now I'm kind of like retired, so I'm not actually working anymore, but a lot of the things I've done, because Russell, when I met you, I was running a beauty salon that I owned down in the Southwest. That's when we met. I don't know if you remember
Southwest,
that.
yeah, Southwest.
Yeah.
Head to toe.
Head to toe, unisex salon. We ran that for 14 years. During that time, we also came up with the Southwest Business Center, where we did a lot of things in there. I've also been a concierge at the Embassy Suites downtown at 11th and New York Avenue. So I've done a lot of different things in my life, but mainly I've been out in the oldies world, which is what prompted us to come together and come up with the idea of doing a National Hand Dance Association. So I guess you want to kind of key in on that a little bit.
Yeah, the National Hand Dance Association, was that something that you thought of in your own, or how did that concept come to you to start the National Hand Dance Association? Where did that come from?
I wish I could take the credit for it, but that's not how it happened. What happened was that we started out, actually WOL at the time used to do a hand dance competition every year at their Christmas ball, which was held up at the that big hotel up there at 19th and Calorama Road. What's that hotel up there? But anyway, they would have a big Christmas ball every year. And one of the young ladies who had worked for them, she actually got fired. Her name was Emma O'Neill. But Emma decided to put together some people, a group of people who were in the hand dance community that year, the following year, to combat WOL. So we started meeting, and we were having our little meetings to plan a ball competition and the whole 9 yards. We had up to like 30 people meeting. They were meeting in my business center. And as it got closer to actually pulling the ball off, we rented a JW Marriott hotel to hold the ball. We went around to every club and had each club represented. They have hand dancers come in to compete. And we did a lot to get it together. But 2 weeks prior to us actually having the ball, somebody said, why don't we continue this after the ball? Because the plan was to just pull the ball off and everybody was going their own way. So we decided to elect officers and start processing to continue to keep the Hand Dance Association going. Our first name was the National Hand Dance Foundation. And then somebody came in one of the meetings and said, well, we can't be a foundation because foundation give out money. We don't have any money to give away. So we changed it to the National Hand Dance Association. And so we was able to present all the officers. I came out as the president, the first president of the National Hand Dance Association. And we presented all the officers at the ball. The ball was held December the 18th at the JW Marriott Hotel down at 14th and F Street. Huge event. Everybody was dressed in their formal attire, and every oldest club was represented by a couple that competed. Actually, Miss Kim Fraser and Richard Simmons, I'll never forget, won the first place, and they were given $1,500. Second place went to Andre Richardson and his partner, God, I can't think of her name right now, but they both have passed on. But anyway, so afterwards, part of our reason for doing this was, and part of my reason for wanting to be involved in it was, you could go out to the clubs in D.C. and somebody would automatically just throw out and say, let's have a hand dance competition. And everybody started flipping people and doing all kind of craziness. And to me, that was not a competition. It was not even a contest. And we thought that we could put together the National Hand Dance Association to kind of put some direction or put some kind of instructions on how to hold a competition. And as it grew, it began to grow so fast. I had members, we had a membership drive, and we were growing so fast, everybody wanted to be a part of that. We actually started having competition all around the United States. We've had competitions as far away as Dallas, Texas, Atlanta, Georgia. We went to Detroit. We've actually held competitions along with the Smooth Easy group that was at the Eclipse at the time. But that was just part of what we did. We also, at one point in this, what we were trying to do is we had all of the oldies clubs that's in the Washington area became members of the National Hand Dance Association, which put us at the forefront to kind of put some, I don't want to say controls, but we wanted to see this dance where we was able to preserve it, protect it, and then be able to present it in a way that it was a real dance as opposed to people just making a mockery of it. We also worked real hard to try to get it into the Olympics. As a dance, they had all these other dances. They got the Tennessee Waltz and all those kind of dances that most people know about. We never did quite get there, but in this process, we were able to work with a class up in American University who could help get us incorporated. We did our 501c status and all those things. And then we also had members of the city council who was joined. Phil Mendelson back in 1994 was a member of the National Hand Dance Association. He's now the city council chairman. So we begin to present them with a case to make this dance. It is now the official dance of DC. So that's how we got that done, through working with the city council. So we did a lot of hard work. We just went all over the city, like I say, conducting various competitions that were controlled, meaning they actually had names and you had to follow the rules in order to be able to compete. So again, the first ball we had was at the JW Marriott, which was December the 18th, 1994. That was our first coming out ball. And then from there, I was president for the first 11 years, and then decided to open it up for, let someone else came in. The second president of the National Hand Dance Association was Cassandra Newsom, but both her parents was real ill at the time, and she only lasted a couple of months. And Beverly Lindsay took over as the president, where she did a good job of getting us into the Humanities Council to do things to around the city, different events, and just got us involved in a lot of things. So it was also kept the Hand Dance Association strong and vibrant. And now Jackie Ballard is the president of the National Hand Dance Association, and they're still going strong. What I'm so proud of is that once we got it started, and we were so strong at one point that everybody has heard of the National Hand Dance Association, which makes it just a strong organization. They are still doing events. They go out and do demonstrations at some of the big events. And again, like I said, we are the official dance of Washington, D.C. Not to confuse that with the music of D.C., which is the go-go. It's official music of D.C. But we had an official dance in D.C.
We did an excellent job. I mean, you started the vision. You had the vision. You started the National Hand Association, and you kept it for 11 years. That's a long time to be president. So you were doing something right.
Yeah, we worked real hard. I actually was treated like a celebrity whenever we went out of town. We brought Baltimore. Baltimore has a group called the Baltimore Hand Dance Association. We brought them on first. So we did spread it around, which was our goal, was to not just keep the dance here, but we went to all the big cities where they had dances they were doing. We went to Chicago. We had a big competition between Chicago steppers and the Washington D.C. hand dancers, and I mean it was just a true thing to do for the city. We represented the city well, and so I want to think that we're still doing that. So
Are you from Washington D.C.?
I am not. I was born in Edgecombe County, North Carolina, and we moved to Newport News, Virginia when I was 3 years old. And then my mother died in 1963, and my father brought us to Washington, D.C. I was 15 years old. So I have been here. I went to Shaw Junior High. I graduated from Bell Vocational High School. I have 2 degrees, one from Washington Technical Institute and one from the University of District of Columbia. That's my educational background. And I've done well. I was able to become an entrepreneur. I opened a beauty salon down in Southwest Washington in 1989. We moved from the Waterside Mall down to 4th and Peace Street in 1994. We stayed there until 2005 when I had to close it down for various reasons. So we were always a pillar of the community. Even in Southwest, we was the only black beauty salon down in Southwest during that period. And so I've done a lot of things, Russell. Concierge at the Embassy Suite downtown, and ended up working for the Division of Rehabilitation Services for the state of Maryland, which I just kind of retired from. So I've been a busybody.
When did you join the Navy? How did you become a veteran?
I was in the Navy. I went in the Navy in 1966. I came out in 1970, and I was in reserve for another 2.5 years. Served out of Norfolk, Virginia. And of course, we did that yearly trip to doing the European tour. So I spent all my time on the ship during my whole naval career. I was out on the ship.
If you had to categorize yourself, what are some of your strengths?
I like to organize events. I do a lot of, even today, I do a lot of productions, cabarets and things like that. And I don't do it as a moneymaker. I do it more as I enjoy it. I enjoy organizing and putting things together and trying to make it work. And I just love when people come to me and say, well, I enjoyed your event, that kind of thing. So I think that's a strength I have. I also just try to stay in control, take care of myself, and I don't know how else to put it, Russell. But
what do you think? What do you say some of your weaknesses are?
Well, I have a lot of those. Well, I mean, that's one thing you don't want to dwell on is your weaknesses. I'm sure I got a bunch of them, but I try not to let that hold me back from doing the good I can do out here in the community. And so I just continue to try to keep myself up, stay away from all the messes going on out there in the street and that kind of thing, and just enjoy life.
Tell the public how you stay so strong. What drives you to become a positive individual with all your trials and tribulations, things you experience in life, things that would not most people off their feet and never get back up? What keeps you strong and back up, to keep getting back up? I mean, you've been through some situations in your life, but you came back still Earl Pope. When you walk into a room, what you've been through doesn't show on you. What gives you that strength? What gives you that power, that encouragement to make you do what you do and to be who you are?
Because the number one thing I try to do is surround myself with people that are positive. That's the number one thing I do. I try to stay strong. I keep my head up. I don't let little things bother me. I have, I want to say, a great support system. People around me that try to enjoy the things that I enjoy, and we just do positive things. We try to stay away from all that negativity out there. Don't smoke, don't drink, don't do this, don't do that, don't do a lot of things. Just try to stay positive and enjoy life, man. So I surround myself. I give one of my strongest points is surrounding myself with people who are just as positive as I am. And that's what keeps me going.
That's important to be around people who are positive and have the same attitude as you, because people will bring you down.
Yeah, man.
People will take you down, and people seem to want people to do bad. I mean, I've been in this town since 1972, and I've witnessed people who not support people, but they try to tear people down.
So they're helping each other. They would do that.
They will do that. They will not help each other.
Yeah.
But you had the fortitude and the vision to have your own business. Head to Toe was a beauty salon in Southwest Washington.
It was a big deal, yeah.
It was a big deal. I mean,
because I did things in the community. I didn't just open a salon and just ran the salon. I went out in the community. I met with different groups in the community. I involved myself with them. I try to look out for all the kids in the neighborhood. I am telling you, between 1989, when I opened the salon until I closed it in 2005, every female baby in Southwest Washington, I pierced their ears. They all would bring their babies around there and I pierced their ears. But those are little things, but they're the things that meant something to me. So I can stand on that and say, I did all the females. And right today, I run into kids who know that whenever Southwest Day they have down there, I go to visit those kind of things. I just try to stay active in the community. I love helping people up if I can, and just doing what I can to help people be strong and continue to do what we do, man. You know.
I want to commend you on your life and your journey that you traveled, the way you did it.
Appreciate that.
I was impressed from you from the first time I met you. I had a magazine and I was just advertising. You advertised in the magazine. You were one of the only few people that I gave the award called the Man of the Year. You only had 3.
You did.
You was the Man of the Year.
I got the first Man of the Year award.
First Man of the Year award. You for Be There magazine, and we gave you some awards after that.
I got 3. I got 3 from you, Russell, as Man of the Year. And trust me, I got the very first one that you did. Mm-hmm. We did it down at the club at 12th and K Street.
Yeah, they did the club downtown, right?
Never forget it. We were so happy to get those awards because I was among some people who was very deserving of all those awards you gave out. And for me to be selected as the Man of the Year, I mean, that meant so much to me at that time. Right. Because I was out there in the community trying to do so much and just not let it go to my head. I mean, I just wanted it to help people, and I thought we were doing that, you know.
You did that. You helped a lot of people, and like I said, the hand dance community was fragmented. It wasn't organized.
No, not at all.
It was fragmented, and you had people saying one thing was this, one thing was that.
Yes,
I remember when I first got introduced to the hand dance community. Mm-hmm. People were saying, you can't teach hand dancing. You had to know it. You had to be from D.C. You had to learn it.
No.
And when Brad came along and had the classes, that changed the game. And then Oldies Inc. was saying they were original people. But it was almost, you came along and organized it.
What Oldies Inc. did was they pretty much sought out different clubs that continue to have hand dance and doing the... when everybody else was going to the go-go and going to other dances, and they just refused to do anything other than hand dance. So they were strong. They did okay. It was a group of them, a small group of them. But we also had them as members of the Hand Dance Association as well, because they realized, what we were trying to do, and they supported what we do. And Brad, of course, who took that hand dance teaching thing to a whole nother level, put out about 10, 11,000 people hand dancing, and the city they just grabbed it, and everybody wants to know how to hand dance.
Hand dancing is not going nowhere.
No.
It's going to be here for generations to come. It's going to be passed on and passed down. And what's so unique about hand dance? Well, the event that was this took place just recently showed you the power of hand dancing. For people to come out for a club that was closed 30 years ago.
30 years ago.
And they came out like it was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And
these
there were
people, 500 people there.
500 people, and they remember the solar eclipse. They remember the dance floor. They remember the people that they met there. They had relationships with. They remember everything was like a reunion for people, and they needed that. Well, where do you see hand dancing going in the future? What's your vision for the future?
Where I was trying to gear toward, we still want folks who want to come out. We get a lot of seniors who participate in hand dancing. They're dancing in the parks, Anacostia Park. They're dancing down at Freedom Plaza there. All over the place, they're doing hand dancing. And these things are free, but they're dancing at all of the Chevrolet, the American Legion, the Elks, the VFW. Hand dancing is taking place all these places. But we still need to key in on the youth. We're trying to get these youth off the street, teach them how to hand dance and get them involved in that type of recreation. And we did a lot of that. We had a lot of we had youth competitions where they competed against each other and just get them interested. And those are the ones who are going to keep this dance alive when we are passed on. They're going to keep it going. Just like when we were kids and we're doing, at that time we wasn't calling it hand dance. We were calling it slow dance or you fast dance. You did one or the other. And we kept it going, and to where we were able to. Let me just go back to telling you how hand dance became so recognizable again. What happened was, back in the late 80s, a folk festival down on the mall. They have every year. And every year they pick a city or state to represent that particular year. And that in 1989, 1990, they highlighted Washington, D.C. as the city to be recognized at the festival they had. And somebody brought up the idea, thought of the idea of presenting hand dancing as one of the acts. They actually put them on stage down at the folk festival. Leroy Green and all those folks who could really hand dance at the time, Brad and all that. And they showed out. There was a reporter from the Washington Post who did a full-page article on that. And this is how it sparked people's minds about, oh my God, I remember how I used to do that, and I want to do this and do that. And that's another one of the things that kind of pushed hand dancing forward again. It sparked a lot of folks remembering, to where they remember the dance, even if they couldn't do it, and then they wanted to take classes. So when Larry Beasley opened the Eclipse nightclub, and one of the things he wanted to key in on was making sure that it stayed an oldest club, along with the fact that they did shows and that kind of thing. And he was able to contact Lawrence Bradford through Melvin Copeland. He was able to do that and had Brad come in, and that's when the classes were started. But they started out doing it as an aerobic class. Mm. But it was growing so fast, but these people couldn't dance. They just wanted to know how to dance. So they came up with the idea, why not teach them how to do the dance? Mm-hmm. So this led to Brad doing thousands of people out in the community. and a lot of them became hand dance instructors, and they're still teaching out here, and the hand dancing is as big as it's ever been right today. So like I said, you can go to Anacostia Park over there on certain days. They dance right over there by the skate pavilion. Every Wednesday from 5 to 9, you go down on the Freedom Plaza, which Joe Jackson, unfortunately, he's passed also, started that, and they're keeping that going on a regular basis. And it's just amazing to see how this dance is just
Exploded.
embodies the city and continue to grow out here in Maryland and all the other places.
We definitely have lost a lot of the hand dance people who was a great part of the hand dance.
I lost them, yeah. Well,
We lost a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
it seems like, the years went by so fast, but it seems like we lost pretty much people who were the nucleus of it.
yes.
They're gone.
Lawrence Bradford, Larry Beasley, and Melvin Copeland were all given awards last Saturday at a big event because they, along with myself, were given credit for the folks who pushed this crave, got this crave off the ground, making it the dance that it is today, and how it embellishes this city, and it's just grown, and they are still doing it. The kids are doing it. We got kids that still can do this dance. If you think I'm kidding, go on YouTube or Facebook. You can see them. They're doing it. People like Marcus Smith and his little partner, I think her name is Tyra. They all over the place, man. People just love to see them perform because they got all that energy. A lot of us old folks don't have the energy. We just get out there for exercise and do what we can do. But they got the energy to take this thing to the next level, and we just love to watch them dance. I still enjoy watching a good couple. We've had so many as you say, Russell, real dancers they passed on. But man, there used to be some dancers in this city.
Oh, they could dance.
They could go.
Brad and
Lulu
Lulu was a staple. When you saw them dance, you saw poetry in motion. You saw
Well, you still got people like Maxine Grant and Adrian Pote, and we still got folks. We used to have people like Lee Ware and Sparky, and just naming a few of the folks that just, whenever they got on the dance floor, most folks just turn around and watch. Because you know you're going to see some good dancing and see a show. So you watch them. I'm so happy that Maxine and Adrian and a lot of other folks are still around, and they're still pushing this dance. They're still doing it like they used to do it. A lot of their partners have moved on, but they're still trying to do this dance, man. And I'm just so happy, man, about my contributions that I was able to give to not only the Hand Dance Association, but even when I was in the beauty salon business or whatever I could do to help in the community. I'm still trying to do things. I ain't gone yet.
No,
So-
you ain't going yet.
so
Like I
until
said,
they put-
longevity has its place in life. Like I said, you're not gone yet.
Yeah, man.
Let me ask you a question about your legacy. What would you want to be known for? What would you want people to say if they had to say something about you if you're not here?
You're not gonna believe this. I've always said this. People like a lot of folks who contributed to hand dance, contributed by way of how well they dance. And this was their legacy or whatever the case may be. I could hand dance, but I wasn't a showman or a great dancer. I could get by. But I always wanted, when I passed, for folks to say, I did a lot for the hand dance community off the floor, as people like Brad and Leroy Green and all these other folks did on the dance floor. Because I was behind the scenes trying to keep this dance alive, and I think I did a lot to help push it and keep it to where it is today. And I just want people to say, I made a contribution. That's what I want to say.
Excellent. What do you know for sure?
I know this dance ain't going anywhere. It's going to be around, and we all got to go, but until I do, I'm going to try to continue to do what I do, still promote protect and preserve that dance, as well as all the other productions and things I've done in my time.
Well, I want to let people know I witnessed your journey through hand dancing, entrepreneurship. I watched you businessman. I watched you do things in the community. I watched you formulate that National Hand Dance Association, and you ran it well, well respect. I mean, people looked up to you, and they cherish you. And the events that you're still doing, even in your 70s, you're doing events. Your last birthday party was 500 people.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and I even helped Shorty organize one that she just did, but I was, low key with that because of some other complications. But people call me up and they run things by me. They want to know how I feel about it and whether they should go forward with it. And I try to give them advice when I can, but, I was raised here. I mean, I didn't get to watch it until I was 15 years old, but I still feel like I was raised there. I went to junior high, Shore Junior High, went to graduate from Bell, went on to the Washington Technical Institute, and to the University of District of Columbia. So I feel like I wanted to try to give back into this community that I was raised in, and I don't know how else to put it, Russell, but I've enjoyed my journey.
Excellent.
I wouldn't have had it no other way.
This has been a pleasure and an honor just to interview you because the substance of you was great. Do you have any closing statements? Anybody you want to shout out to or give
I got lots of folks. I got my main man, Charles Carter, who he's probably going down to the Elsa to get his dance on right now to do his hand dancing. Shorty Maddox, oh my God. What can I say about that child? She just the epitome of the community. She does all these things. And it's just so many people. I don't want to start naming people, then they say, well, you didn't name me, but there are so many people that gives a contribution to this community. I got people now that, I'm a little down right now. I got people that surround me. I want to say, give 100% to my wife, Pat Smith Pope. Boy, she's my everything. Along with people like my best friend Arnold Wood, and oh my God, it's just so many people. You can't name them all. My daughter, who makes sure that I can get around and do things, and I don't know, Russell. I don't know. Just so many people. I don't want to start naming people.
That's a few that you named. They're very important to you, and you're blessed beyond blessed to have friends. Definitely to have a wife. That means a lot.
My whole family, even my cousins and everybody, they here to check on me. They call me every day. I have not been alone. I've just had people around me, Angie Walker and people like her who they try to make sure that I'm well looked after and taken care of. Even when you get knocked down, you got to get back up, and they make sure that I'm getting back up.
Excellent. This has been a pleasure and an honor. Earl Pope.
No, I got to thank you, Russell, for even doing this for me. And I didn't name a lot of people, but you also been my friend for 40-some years. So
over 40 years.